The value Jonathan brought to me in my course were twofold really. One was personal development, but secondly, and probably more importantly, huge value to the business as a consequence of that personal development.
There's 3 stages. The first one is it one-to-one? The second one is it me working with your team? And the third is me speaking to a large audience, facilitating. Do work out what your perfect day will be. Do work out what you want to do, be and have in 5 years' time, and keep checking on it, because what you focus on is what you get in life. After that initial contact, it's a case of the chemistry. So when we meet, do you find that I'm the right fit for you? Or would I perhaps recommend someone else that I don't think I'm the right fit for you? So it's a two-way process.
Jonathan was introduced to me by my wife, strangely enough, because he worked with Barclays and my wife had seen him work on a few courses they did there. And I met him, got on with him, and truthfully, chemistry mattered a lot.
I tend to work 8 months with a leader, and we might meet every 3 weeks or something like that. And that's quite good for embedding behavioral change. What is so very interesting, now I know a lot more about neuroscience, and it's such a fascinating field which continues to grow, is you want people to do their finest thinking. And the finest thinking is often in the prefrontal cortex, particularly the right ventrolateral prefrontal cortex, this bit, front of our brain. When you're looking at brain plasticity and how you're getting a new neural connection which will stay and last, you need to keep practicing. It's like going to the gym. It's like, this is just the mind gym. The problem is we find ourselves in high-stress environments, we become thick. Under stress, we become thick.
So the course I'm doing with Jonathan, firstly, engaging with me, he seeks to understand me a bit more in my business and my behaviour and my leadership style, and understand a bit more about how that behaviour and style affects our leadership capability in our business.
So raise your hands if you've been in a, apart from this team, in a poor performing team where there's low trust. Just raise your hands. The events that I run are focused really on CEOs and executive boards, managing directors and their boards, partners and their top teams. And they're nearly always trying to achieve big objectives, large numbers, big changes, but they want to have a high trust, high performance team. And so the offsite event or the facilitated event is often the first in a number of interventions to move them to a completely different place.
I mean, we do days like today really to get the individuals together. We have a lot of intellect, a lot of insight, a lot of experience, ambitious, hungry people, but I want them to work collectively together. The output of that is much, much stronger than on an individual basis. So that's the essence of what the day is. How can we get better as a team?
I was with a group the other day in one of the very big branded firms, and the guy opened up with an amazing story about his own life, which you could have heard a pin drop, and there'd been real anger in that group and against him. They've often been in a very critical team where they're tearing each other apart, they're in silos and they're not working together. So getting them to be much more human and honest with each other, bringing their humanity to work is how I describe it. And I do that by a process where I sit with the leader, HR director, and co-design with them. What do they want to do in the 2 days? What is the purpose of it? Why are we doing it? Because if there's no clear purpose, let's not bother. Don't spend your money.
Developing individuals, their capability, their ability to lead others and create fellowship, vital, absolutely vital at a senior level. You know, I can hire many people who've got technical skills. What you need is big, strong, enterprise-wide leaders. What I love about Jonathan is that he has huge insight from a whole range of experiences, and he can really add to that kind of conversation.
So I think the great thing that Jonathan brings to this type of event is he has a way of actually bringing out the best in a team. And when you think about our team, we're in that forming stage still, given some changes. He has a way of accelerating that journey and taking, months or even years off it so that you get to that high-performing team far quicker than you would have otherwise.
Taking some time out of the office in very busy lives, senior jobs, particularly the organisation and the industry that I'm in, does make a big difference. Having that chance just to step back, reflect, change of scenery, maybe even a change of pace, at least in terms of thinking, I think is very important, and I'll be amazed if we don't see benefit as a result of it. I've seen it every time I've done these before.
In the current climate, money is very tight for a lot of organisations, and they are questioning every spend, every pound they're spending. And as one of the leaders I worked with said to me, Jonathan, if I thought education was expensive, in other words, working with you to be educated, to be developed, he said, try ignorance. You know, the cost of ignorance is massive. And the point is that they can find cheap coaches, they can find cheap facilitators, they're 10 a penny. But I find that what the clients appreciate in the work that we do, it makes a significant life change to them, both in work and they take it into their whole life, but also the way that their team is transformed to work at a higher level with 20 to 30% more productivity. That is worth a lot of money, and that's why they pay good fees, because you know it's reassuringly expensive.
Jonathan has helped us as a board think about our priorities and take tough decisions together, and we've made those tough decisions, and we've significantly improved our profitability, which has grown by over 100% in the last 2 years.